go to the mountaintops. Let's go see the mountains show off. Let's go see where angels learn to fly. Let's go on.
Fancy Pants and Curious George checking in. Day 34. We are about ready to leave Spring Creek Shelter. It is, I think it's about 10 of 6. I know it's before 6 a.m. and it is still pitch black out, so I'll be hiking with my headlamp to start with. The plan today is to go, it's about 10 miles, maybe 10 and a half, into Cave Spring, where my trail angel hiker friend Julie will pick me up once I'm done. And after that, who knows? We'll see. It should be a fairly, I don't want to say fairly easy, but I don't have the elevation changes today that we have had for the past couple days. So that'll be kind of nice. I think there's a little climb shortly after we leave the shelter, but it's only like maybe a couple 100 feet. It's not much. So that's it. I had a great sleep last night. It was a little bit cooler out, but I slept really well, and it's always good to wake up feeling like you've had a good sleep. So I wanted to show you guys these things in the shelters. You may wonder what they're for. So this is where you hang your pack, and apparently there are mice in this shelter. I didn't have any last night, but the weather's been cool, so I don't think the mice have been too much of an issue. So you hang your pack around either side of this stick, and supposedly the mice can't run down. I don't know, there you go. The mice can't run down and get into your pack. So that's what those are for. Just a little interesting side note. And I think that's it. We're gonna get hiking. I'm getting a little bit chilly, and we'll check in later. So this is actually kind of funny. I go to start out and turn my headlamp on, and I have to press it 3 times to get the high beam, and it wouldn't go on. And I thought, what the heck is going on? And so I kept trying, and then all of a sudden it didn't work at all. And then I realized that it is probably dead. So I have my headlamp plugged into my portable battery pack. But the only problem with that is there's a, oops, what was that? That just fell out. Oh, the charging thing. There's a cord that hangs down in front of my face. So I'm going to have this dangly cord while the thing charges. Oh well, adventures of Fancy Pants. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to have to hike like. Oh my goodness, one never knows. Little did I know that this was the first of many, and many with capital letters, I say, times that the cord will become disconnected from the battery pack. The amazing stars made up for whatever frustration I experienced due to my headlamp issues. Fancy Pants and Curious Storage doing an early check-in. So we left the shelter at promptly at 6 a.m., but it was a bit of a slow start for several reasons. So I get everything all packed up, get my backpack on, and go to press on my headlight. And usually I have to press it 3 times to get on the high beam, and it only went 2. It didn't work. And so I was like, all right. So I started out, and next thing I know, oh, there goes my poles. Next thing I know, it didn't work at all. So I said, okay, what can I do? It must have been completely dead, the battery in it or something. So I hooked it up to my battery pack, but the cord kept coming undone. I was like, this is not good. And so it took me, I would say, about an hour to go a half a mile. And then, of course, I had to poop. So that took another 10 minutes, and I don't know, it was just kind of funny. And it was finally, I just gave up with the headlamp, but the sun was just starting to come up over the ridge, so I was able to see okay, but I just went really, really slow. I'm going to turn the camera around. So this is what I'm walking through right now. I think the path today is pretty much going to be like this. This is through like a pine forest. It's really nice. Very easy, but I'm up for an easy day. although I've had 2 easy days in a row, so. But my ankle continues to feel good. I have no pain right now whatsoever. I did take ibuprofen this morning just, you know, as a precaution, but it's doing really, really well. So I don't care how long it takes me to do the 10 miles today or 10 and a half, whatever it is. I'm just going to enjoy the walk, take a few pictures here and there, and hopefully we'll be in Cave Spring sometime early to mid-afternoon. Check in later. Quick little bit of education here. Many people think that it is okay to throw something that's biodegradable away in the woods, such as orange peels, and there's another orange over here that somebody tossed, or banana peels. But I'm just going to tell you that it is not okay, because animals that have collected a food stash can bring the orange peels or banana peels, whatever it is, back to their little cache, and the orange peels or banana peels can cause the food that they've already collected to rot and not be any good. So it really does hurt the animals. Please don't throw fruit, peels, or anything like that away in the woods. Just pack it out with you. So this is just an idea of what I'm hiking through right now. Really quiet and peaceful. And there, straight in front of us, is the trail. We're coming up to some kind of trailhead. I don't know what it is. It might be Jackson Chapel. Not sure. No, it's just a sign. Okay. I don't think Jackson Chapel is for a little while. All right. Continuing on. Do. I don't know what it was about Hematite Lake, but I felt like it had kind of an eerie, creepy vibe about it. So there is Hematite Lake in the background, and apparently it empties out on one end to this waterfall of sorts, and then continues on down. Pretty neat. I couldn't see the waterfall from the trail, but I heard the sound, so I had to come over and investigate. After passing Hematite Lake, I walked by this swampy, marshy kind of area that was kind of unique, I thought. Fancy Pants has a happy face on because she found a good spot to sit on a log and have a little trailside snack. Even though it was only 9 o'clock in the morning, it was supposed to be my lunch, but I was hungry. So I'm starting a section of the hike that I remember from when I did it before, into this pine forest. It's very, very cool. And I thought to myself, how lucky am I that I even get to do this? It is just so neat. I'm going to go up to, I don't know what kind of pine trees they are. I don't know if these are what they refer to as loblollies or what, but they're very tall and very skinny. There we go. I'm holding it kind of an awkward angle, but let's see if we can make that work for a little bit. Might be kind of shaky. Kind of interesting because instead of the normal crunch, crunch, crunch of the leaves, it's so quiet when you're walking through a pine forest. got my pole stuck on something. I don't know how long this goes on like this, but I could walk on something like this all day. Okay, my arm's getting tired. This is a point on the Pinhoti Trail where there's another trail called Potts Hollow Trailhead that goes off to the right. The Pinhoti Trail kind of bears left. So there's an interesting sign here. It is just before you enter onto Cave Spring Road to begin the road walk into Cave Spring. No mileages or anything on it, just an interesting sign. And the Benton Mackay sign is going in the wrong direction. And this is where the Potts Hollow Trail hooks back up with the Pinhoti Trail. I had mentioned the Potts Hollow Trailhead earlier. Fancy Pants and Curious George doing a check-in. We are at Cave Spring Road. We have about 2.5 miles to go. This is all road walk, so I don't know how much I'll be videoing. I have to keep an eye out for traffic. I'll probably try to take some pictures. So, yep, straight down that road, about 2.5 miles, and we'll be in Cave Spring. Woohoo! Whew, well, that road walk is just about over. We are at Rollator Park. I'm gonna turn the camera around and see. I did the 2.5 miles in probably about 40 minutes, so it doesn't take that long when you're on the road. So right there, you can see the sign for the Pinhoti Trail in Rollator Park. I'm gonna walk through there and around. And right there is the Hearn Inn. Very, very cool place. It's an old historic house from the 1800s. And I actually stayed there when I hiked the Pinhoti the last time. Very reasonable rates. I want to say, including tax, it's like 65 bucks or something. Cool place to stay if you're ever in Cave Spring. And right over there is the place where Cave Spring got its name from. There's actually a spring surrounded by cement. And people come and fill up bottles there all the time. No need to filter the water, it's straight from the ground. And right there we have the swimming pool. Looks like there's a bunch of leaves in it now. And I don't know if it's spring fed. I mean, it's actually a pretty big swimming area, which I'm sure the kids love to take advantage of in the summer. And at the end of the road where the pool is, there's a sign across the street. We're gonna take a left and go over the bridge and walk straight into the center of town. And there you have a view of downtown Cave Spring. I don't know if I can zoom in without dropping my trekking poles. Here we go. Okay, that's it for now. Ended my 10-mile hike today with lunch at a local restaurant in Cave Spring called Southern Flavor with my trail angel friend Julie and my new hiker friend Mary, hiker chick Barkley. We had an awesome lunch, a lot of laughs, a lot of smiles, and a lot of miles today.